Good morning, Senior Toastmasters, fellow Gavaliers, and guests. Welcome to the 75th milestone meeting of the Tejas Gavel Club. Now, I'm asking you, how do you all feel? It's the 75th meeting, right? How do you all feel?
Yes, feeling great.
Yes, we have reached this big milestone and really appreciate it. Okay. Toastmasters International, where leaders are made, is a non-profit organization dedicated to making effective our communication in worldwide reality. Our club mission is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience in which our members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let's go through some of our rules. First, I would like all of you present here to please switch off your microphone unless it's your turn or asked to speak. Second, don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, which are known as taboo topics in Toastmasters International. Please refrain from moving your camera throughout the meeting. Also, please make sure that your technological gadgets are well in use. Now, without further ado, let's call upon the person who will take this meeting forward. Help me welcome our president for today's meeting, Gavlia Malika, with a loud round of applause.
Hello, everyone. So, before I talk about why we are all gathered here today, I'd like to just go back into the past. When I was about 5 years old, I thought 75 was a huge number. I imagine that all of you would also think that because when you're small, you think all these numbers are so huge. I couldn't imagine living up to 75 or doing anything or putting together any meeting so many times that the number would finally reach 75. And yet, here I am today addressing all of you at the 75th meeting of the Tejas Gavel Club. Now, can anyone tell me what material 75 is associated with? We know 50th is the Golden Jubilee and 60th is the Diamond Jubilee. What is 75th? Does anyone have any idea?
Isn't 75th the one that's known as the Diamond Jubilee?
No, it's actually 60th, and 75 is a combination of both. It is both diamond and gold. So it combines the shine of the diamond and the longevity of gold to ultimately become a celebration of perseverance, which is what we are here to celebrate today. Now, when Tejas Gavel Club first started, I believe in 2018, none of the first ever attendees at that youth leadership program could have possibly imagined that it will soon become one of the leading clubs in the region and that its impact will resonate far beyond its meeting rooms. Even as a relatively new club, we entered the Gavel Club circuit making waves, from introducing new segments such as the interview portion, of which you will see a special guest with us today, to successfully launching a YouTube channel and winning at division level championships and even global level championships. Our numbers and our awards have only grown. But the real success of our club lies not in these numbers, obviously. Its success lies in the fact that you show up at every meeting. Its success lies in the fact that you are probably a better public speaker, a better leader than you were at meeting number one. Its success lies in all of our group photographs, our celebrations, and the bonds that we have forged. This is not just TGC's celebration. It is a celebration of you, of how far that you have come in your public speaking journey, of every time you volunteered to take up a role, and of every time you helped someone with their roles. It is a celebration of all of us. And for that, obviously, we wouldn't have gotten to this level, to 75 meetings, without our mentors, DTM Vinod sir and Toastmaster Vijay sir. And I think for the first order, I think we should give them a huge round of applause for leading us where we are today. So thank you so much, sirs, for all of your support. And for today, I would like to thank all of our guests who have shown up here. Your presence here, it makes our celebration even more eventful, even more beautiful. So thank you so much for being here. Now, I feel I have spoken enough, and I would like to hand over the baton to the person who will ultimately take our 75th meeting celebration forward. Um, he's a great public speaker and a perfect example of what I had talked about of the 75 meetings celebration being not just of Tejas Gavel Clubs, but of the improvement that you have made. Because he is also a perfect example of how TGC has molded better public speakers and better leaders. I would like you all to give a great, huge round of applause to our Gavalier of the day, who is ultimately set to set the stage on fire and entertain all of you, Cavalier Sri Hari Rajesh.
Thanks a lot, Malavika Rajesh. So, Gavaliers, everyone cheer up. Today is a very special day, perhaps a day which we can all celebrate only once in 100 meetings. Because today we are hitting a milestone of the 75th successful meeting in the TGC. And the reason we were able to achieve this since the day we started is because of the unity we had to reach till here. And me personally, I'm a person who was there from the 18th meeting of the club. So I have been over here for around 57 meetings. So this clubs want all of us to be good speakers, because good ideas develop from good speakers. Good communication starts in good speakers, and developing friends need good speakers, and changing the world needs good speakers. So we can agree that inspiring and motivating others through our words, or in other words, speeches or speaking, is truly an art. So the topic I have chosen for today is arts. And one thing that just shoots into my mind when thinking about this concept is a joke that I have heard a few years before. So it goes like this. We all know the tension most first time board exam writers face, right? So it states that if you get anywhere from around 90 to 100%, you are a very bright child and you have all right to go to a science stream. But somewhere around 70 to 90 percentage is considered an average, and you are allowed to choose commerce, but not all hope is lost. And the truth still remains: if you get less than these, if you get less than this 70%, you are allowed to follow your dreams, because there is no hope left for you. And eventually your next goal will be arts. The arts, it is something that is extremely wonderful, and all the buzz that you go through in your everyday life, art, it's like an energy to our soul. And I'm sure that we all have different passions or talents in a particular art. So for me, I'm a person who likes to play sports and play auditions for films and write books when it comes to arts. So arts is something that is cheerful. So I'm going to remove this black jacket and have some cheerful colors. So art consists of a lot of things such as speaking, literature, cooking, sports, film, drawing and painting, music, etc. Because that is my end of thinking capacity, but let's leave that. So cooking is an art, a delicious art. And the time is around 11:18, and most of you might have eaten your breakfast. So now may not be a time I can drool all of you. Maybe at the end, I will talk about it when we all are hungry once again. So let's start with the quizzes. Okay, I'll be just giving a quiz for all of you with just 5 questions. It won't be long. I just want to start this day with a quiz so all of you can get an idea. It consists of all these things which comes with that. So I'll give you guys the link right now. It's just 5 questions. It won't take that long. All right, I'll give you the code for everyone. Yeah, so the code is 6081275. You all can join it. Due to some problems, I'm not able to share the link, but you all can go to the quizzes site and type the code 6081275. I think
what is
I
the
will.
site name? Srihari?
Quizzes. It's
someone can
link in the chat box.
no, there is some problem. Is there that
no, you just tell me the
yes,
site
sir.
name. I will send you the
Quizzes, sir.
yeah,
Quizzes.
Yeah, it is already been sent. No worries.
Okay.
Repeat the code again.
Yeah, 6081275. Yeah, there are 5 people who have joined. We all can join fast to save time. Gavaliers, please do join fast. Did everyone join? I mean, there are around 28 participants, but only 10 have joined. So there's around 15 players. Can I start?
Yes, definitely. Please go ahead.
All right. So everyone, I'm going to start the quiz. Be ready.
Are you sharing the screen here? Doing the share screen option? Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Carry on.
I'm not playing right now because I know all the answers, and due to some problem, I'm not hosted. I'm playing with. So
Please.
I'll be just sharing the questions. But most of them are just easy questions. Everyone can do the quiz, right? There's no problem with that, right? So due to some problem, I'm just not able to do the scoreboard. But I'll just say who has got the most answers correct.
It's okay. Fine.
Yes.
Perfectly fine. Done?
Yes, sir, it's done.
Yeah.
First is Drishya Srinivas. She
Congrats.
has, congrats, Drishya. And second is Malavika Rajesh.
Third
All
is me,
right,
right?
so sorry,
Third is me, right?
I'm not sure, sir. I don't have the scoreboard with me.
No worries.
Third is Abhirami.
All right, I'll share screen 1 second. First is Drishya Srinivas.
Very good.
Yeah, third is Abrami. So congrats for all the 3 players and for everyone who have participated. So yeah, okay. So now that was really, I think that is something I could hype things up. So our motto is Stages Gal Club, where leaders are made. So leaders must have a good vocabulary in order to communicate with each other. So in order to add one word to our vocabulary, we have Anu Elsa, whose favorite artist is Frida Kahlo, a Mexican painter. So Anu Elsa, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Srihari. 1 minute. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon, senior Toastmasters, fellow Gavaliers, and guests. Welcome to the Word Masters session for today. Our word of the day today is called riposte. Riposte. It is the meaning of this word is a witty reply to an insult or criticism, a quick, clever reply. For extra knowledge, it's also a fencing term, which is used as a counterattack. This word was first originated in the early 18th century from French, the word riposte, which is a noun, to riposter, which is a verb, from Italian riposta, which means response. So some synonyms for this word is retort, reply, response, retaliation, comeback. And antonyms can be flattery, inquiry, praise, forgive, and seriousness. Some examples for this word would be Ron was taken aback by Alicia's quick riposte. The student always has a witty riposte in hand. The girl's riposte made the teacher angry. Now it's time for the round robin session. The word meaning is there, the pronunciation and synonyms. Does anyone want to take a try? Abhikami, would you like to try?
I have a sentence.
Okay.
It is usually not a good idea to give a riposte to a teacher regarding exam marks.
Okay. Is there anybody else? Dishya, would you like to go?
Yeah, sure. Since the topic of the theme of today's meeting is art, I'll give a sentence related to that. My favorite artist gave a very clever repost against his hater towards the fandom.
Okay, that was a very good sentence. Is there anybody else who would like to personally come and tell, or should I call out someone? Yeah, sure.
I love my friends to the bullies.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Can you repeat the sentence?
Now am I audible?
Yeah.
I love my friends' repost to the bullies.
Okay, thank you. Meenakshi, would you like to try? Meenakshi, you're muted.
Can I try?
Okay.
This is Mayuka.
Yeah, okay.
I got put in detention because of my repost.
Okay, that was a good sentence. Elizabeth, would you like to try?
Yeah, I need some time.
Okay.
May I try?
Sure.
A comedian has a reposed dialogue to everyone.
Okay. Niknendu, would you like to try?
Savage people are quick to riposte.
Okay. Vinod sir, would you like to try?
As a final try, no worries.
Okay.
Toastmasters platform or Gavel Club platform in particular enables all the members to respond the situation in an effective manner. But if a situation arises, they will be in a position to post in that particular situation.
Okay, sir. With this, we come to the end of the round robin session. Thank you everybody for having me.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you, Anilsa. That word was truly awesome. And we all should be trying to use that word all over the meeting. And before moving on, I wanted to say that Elizabeth L, the book review, her session would be done after the trivia master, right? Because that it's not written in the schedule.
I don't know. They told me they'll add it.
All right. Okay. So we can move on. So what is that type of art which makes people inspired? I did mention it a lot of times. It is speeches. So spreading a message in a diplomatic way and respectfully changing others' perspective is an art. So who all have seen this movie named The Pursuit of Happiness? It's the name of a movie. Who all have seen it? Or at least heard about it? The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes, I've heard about it.
I've heard of it, but not seen.
Okay, so this movie, it is something that is played by Will Smith, where he shows the real life story of Chris Gardner, who's an entrepreneur and a successful motivational speaker today. He was homeless but later became a millionaire. Same was with Les Brown, who was bullied as a child, but he made the people who harassed him eat their own words and prove them wrong. So now we have two speakers. Firstly, introducing a very strong and humorous speaker, Gavalier Krishnanjana, whose favorite artist is Halsey, a singer. Krishnanjana, the stage is all yours. But before that, her evaluator should be reading out the objectives, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
The objectives for Project 8 are select visual aids that are appropriate for your message and the audience. Use visual aids correctly with ease and confidence. The stage is yours. Best of luck, Krishnanjana.
Can I have 1 second?
Yeah, 1 second is over.
So on. Am I visible?
You're audible.
When I go outside, I want to get inside so bad. And when I'm inside, I want to get outside so bad. This is a mental headache. And I have a superpower. I can disappear to any corner and disappear completely. Yes, such an introverted head. We live in a society that praises extroversion and treats introversion like an illness that needs to be treated. Here's the problem with that. According to Susan Cain, author of Quiet, the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking, 1/3 of the population are introverts. Moreover, introverts and extroverts function differently. When I go with my friends, I am such an extrovert. But hanging out with my family or cousins, I like to move a bit cornicely. Yeah, that type of person. Now, anyone, what are your introverted thoughts? Say anyone. Introverted thoughts. Don't say you're all extroverts, okay? I'll get so very shy here.
I'm an extrovert, so.
Okay. Anyone who's my people? I know there are, because I know people had said me.
Like,
No, say.
I am both. I am an introvert and an extrovert.
Introverted, extrovert. Okay. Now who?
For me, it depends on my mood.
Okay. Anu?
Introvert thoughts like society sucks.
Yes, okay. Okay.
Maybe I'm just like you. I'm very extrovert with my close friends, but I'm very introvert with people who I'm seeing for the first time.
Yes, okay. Whereas introverts get their energy from being alone, recharging their batteries, extroverts get their energy from socializing and being around people. Introverts prefer quieter environments, deep conversation, and stability, while extroverts prefer louder environments, small talk, and novelty. Introverts work best alone, whereas extroverts like to be surrounded by people. Now, By favoring extroversion, we are thereby sending the close-minded message that there is only one way to lead, communicate, and be. And as a result, we end up missing out on some of the most creative and interesting people. Not convinced? Here's why I say that introverts make the best leaders. Number one, they are more thoughtful and prepared. In her book, Kane states that introverts seem to be better than extroverts at delaying many crucial life skills, situations, and everything from higher SAT scores and income to lower body mass index. While extroverts are more impulsive, introverts, and more deliberate and more, very social. And even though I am a social person, I I can't explain how I am myself, but yeah, I belong more to the introvert side. Introverts think before speaking, whereas extroverts tend to speak and think. And when introverts speak, it's because they have something important to say. It's just not full with silence with words. Second, they are calm. Yes, that's me. By nature, introverts are calm and collected. And why this matters in a leader? I don't know about you, but when someone around me is notably, stressed and anxious, I tend to get anxious myself. While extroverts tend to get more visibly emotional and upset in critical situations, introverts do a great job at maintaining their composure. So when that power strikes, introvert leaders are able to hold it together. This is great two reasons for an introvert to be a leader. And number three, they are great listeners. Because they're naturally very observant and thoughtful, introverts are excellent listeners. Why this matters in a leader? Because great leaders don't just talk. They listen to their employees, consumers, and anyone else around them. They are vocal about their ideas, but are also open to feedback and change. They take the employees' ideas into consideration and really listen when they are upset about something. They also, listen. They know the key to learn, and learning is the key to growth, both as a leader and as a companion. Now, as the billionaire Richard Branson puts it, I presume those who choose not to listen must think they have already learned all there is to know. Taking my dad's advice visually, I like to think of a circle that represents everything we could possibly learn. What I personally know would make up a dot so minuscule it can't be seen. What humanity has collectively learned so far would make a tiny mark within the circle. Everything we all have to learn in the future would take up to rest of the space. It is a big universe, and we are learning more about it every day. Because they are often humble and don't like to steal the limelight, introverts tend to let the employees take charge. Number four, they are creative. Yes. According to Kane, solitude is crucial to creativity. For that reason, some of the world's most creative thinkers are introverts. Think Albert Einstein, J.K. Rowling, then the co-founder of Apple, Steve. Why this matters in a leader? High creativity, great problem-solving skills. Creative individuals are also aspiring, and who doesn't want to be around someone that motivates and inspires? Number five, they crave meaningful conversations. Introverts tire easily of small talks. They prefer in-depth, deep conversation. Now, why this matters in a leader is because in addition to conduct organizational surveys in anywhere, you need to have that confidence. Like this was said by a very great man. He asked, "Hey, what is keeping you up nights?" What are you working on? What's most exciting to you right now? Where do you see we can improve? This goes back to the importance of listening. Introverts leaders are great at taking a step back and really thinking of time to understand their employees and their whole company and their friends, the family, everyone. They're compassionate and make effort to remain in tune with the needs. And now, as an introvert myself, I conclude the speech.
Thanks a lot, Krishnanjana. That topic that you have chosen, it was really interesting because sadly, a lot of people are going through this problem right now. And before I go any more further, I want all of you to on your videos because we all have to encourage our speakers. We all have to show that we are tuned in. All right, we can, everybody please on your videos. Okay, now we are good to go. Okay, so now we have Gavalier Drishya, who's again an incredible speaker and whose favorite artist is BTS, Chase Atlantic, and Billie Eilish. And she is most probably a complete music fan. All right, Drishya, the stage is all yours. And before she continues, the evaluator can read out her objectives.
I would like to point out that Drishya is going to be saying a Project 10 speech, which in itself is a great achievement. The objectives for the Project 10 speech are to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs or achievement, appeal to the audience's needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add drama. Avoid using notes. The time given is 8 to 10 minutes. Best of luck.
Thank you, Malavika. A quick question. Was there a time when you had to make a decision on a situation that was very fragile to handle, that you didn't know how to decide? Maybe because you had trouble deciding whether to choose emotionally or logically. With a raise of hands, please. Anybody? Nobody. That's unbelievable. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Srihari. Thank you, Malavika. Okay. Thank you. Now, there are two competing thought processes that drive decisions: logic and emotions. Although the two can occasionally be intertwined, deciphering whether your choice are made by logic or emotions can be an important part of ensuring that you're making the best decisions for your long-term satisfaction. A very good morning, everyone. Now, according to me, most decisions are driven by emotions, even though most people think that they approach decision making through logic. Emotions are powerful, but logic, the ability to make decisions using sound and rational thought processes, is something that may be missing from your life. Now, imagine this scenario, okay? You, and if you have a sibling, you and your sibling, okay? Or your parents, it can be anyone, or your friends. You're in a fight, a very silly fight, but you are enraged, you are bottled up with emotions. All you can think is you're annoyed, you're angry, you're just so disturbed, you just want to bash it out at someone. So you're in the fight with that person. I am considering my brother. I have a brother. So I am in this happened yesterday, by the way. So I am in a fight, a very mild fight with my brother. My parents are trying to resolve it, but it's not happening, and I am bottled up with emotions, and all at that time I'm not able to think straight. I just bash out all the emotions: anger, annoyance, just screaming, shouting, throwing this here and there. Me not thinking straight. I don't know how my brother was feeling. And my brother, I have a little brother. So at that time, we don't think about the other person's feelings. We just want to just pour out all our emotions that we bottled up. Now, it is important that you often take the time to step back and not just react with emotions. Now, one of the quickest way you can do this is by observing what is happening in your own mind. Now, this might sound complicated, but it's actually really simple. Just pay attention to your thoughts and feelings without judging or just getting caught up in them. That way, if something doesn't seem right, you will be able to notice it without being swept away along by it with its momentum. Now, both these decision-making tools have their own strengths, right? Logic is by default a method of making decision that uses sound and rational decisions, making to find the best conclusion out of it. But emotions, on the other hand, are true feelings. If logic is the brain, emotion is the heart, and the heart is where the happiness is. But what about their flaws? Everything has its own flaws, right? Both decision-making tools are flawed as well. But emotions can change the way you think and control behavior, which may mean that your logic may be affected by emotions. This happens often to those struggling with mental health conditions like depression and anxiety and many other mental illnesses, where their emotions make them think in illogical ways. Not only if you're anxious or depressed, especially when you're nervous, you are just, the adrenaline rush will be there. Especially like me, I had an adrenaline rush just before the speech started, and I couldn't think straight. Exactly, think straight would be the appropriate word for that. I was just looking here and there. I had this pen, and the bottom of this pen is all chewed up now. I'm not able to show you, but I just couldn't think straight. Now, that's what happens when you focus entirely on your emotions. But if you're thinking logically, breathe in, breathe out, and just thinking straight, you're able to do many productive things at that time. You're able to calm yourself down. Now, so you might be thinking, which type of decision making is better then? Both are just amazing. Well, for example, to make this straight for you, you or your sibling. Okay, if you have siblings, now just imagine you are having a sibling. Your sibling and the neighbor's child are in a fight. Okay, and normally or usually, you obviously will support your sibling, right? With emotions, with love and everything. It's natural. But the mistake was on your sibling's side. Take the note of that. So, in another scenario, okay, the same scenario, but other case, you resolve the problem by rightfully supporting the neighbor's child and saying, okay, let's solve this. Asking your sibling to say sorry to them. Resolve, right? By thinking logically. Now, in these two, you see the difference, right? First, in the first case, you're supporting your sibling with emotion. You took that decision emotionally. But whereas in the second case, rightfully, you took the decision logically. Now, that is where, in these situations are where you should take decisions logically. Now, just avoid using emotional decisions at that point of time. Now, in many ways, and also in my opinion, logic is better than emotion, or logically making decisions is better than taking decisions emotionally. The more you think critically and objectively about a decision before you make it, the more likely the decision will be the best for you. The less you're driven only by emotion and instinct, the fewer impulsive or irrational decisions you should make. Now, before getting on, I would recommend you to, or all of you, to read this book. That is The Laws of Human Nature. This is a book. It's a very thick book. Okay, no, don't get scared. It is a very impressive book. This was written by Robert Greene. And why I said this is because I took a lot of references from this book. I used this book as reference. And something that I've learned is, and I actually told my dad also about this, never take decisions when you are in your strongest emotion as in you're very happy and you promise your mom, I am going to buy you a golden ring tomorrow. Can you actually buy it? If you have money, yes, of course. But just because you're so happy, you promised her. But also in the saddest decisions, I actually had a friend of mine, not in the same grade, but she was very sad, quite depressed actually, because of many issues, personal issues. Now she, at some point of time, she just made very rash decisions. I won't be able to say that out, but she made quite rash decisions, and she, after that moment, after that emotion, she regretted it. Now that's what. Never take decisions or promises. Make anything, any of your decisions during your strongest emotion. I hope you all keep that in mind. Now, you also shouldn't be without emotion. Emotion still plays a significant role in decision making, including logical decision making. Now, all I have to say is love and embrace your emotion, but at the same time, have a strong sense of logic as well. Thank you, and over to the GOD.
Thanks a lot, Drisha. That was a really beautiful speech, one in which most of us, the topic was something that most of us could fully relate. And everyone, both the speakers have done a very beautiful job today. And it is time for us to vote on who you feel have done the best job. So by that, we have finished the session. And also, let's hear the timers report. Meenakshi, you can read out the timers report.
Yeah, Krishnanjana took 7 minutes 57 seconds. So all are called for.
So we can launch the polls.
No, the second speaker's timing I couldn't hear. Can you repeat that?
So 9 minutes 42 seconds.
Okay, that is a patent speech, milestone speech. Okay.
So can we also give can we start the next session with a couple of minutes so that they can send their remarks to their speakers as well?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
They can send the remarks, not a problem.
All right, sir.
But remarks through private chat, not in public.
Yeah, everyone, please do send your remarks to the speakers in the DMS, the private chat.
The poll finished within 10 to 15 seconds. Last 5 seconds. Srihari, before you're calling the guest and host,
yes, sir.
For the next segment, can we check their video and audio?
Yes, sir.
You can invite both of them one after the other. After that, we can check.
All right, sir. Let's move on to another art whose fame have been going insane since the pandemic started. There was a lot of hype as well to this industry, and this is surely music, which comes in melody, pop, rock, funk, jazz. It's just great. And I believe in order to get energy for the day, a good music is enough instead of a coffee. So a quick question to all of you, who all likes K-pop? All right, the one who is going to host this education session is a K-pop fan whose favorite artist is Hafsa. And I welcome Gavalier Krishnendu Rajesh to the stage. And before that, I would like to say, invito il nostro ospite per oggi e c'è l'intervista abbia inizio. I'm sorry, I just wanted to ace one language for now because the guest I'm going to invite is a music genius who got the Guinness World Record, who got the Guinness World Record for singing in 120 languages. So I invite our guest Sujata Sadish to our stage. And before that, we would like to show a video, right, sir?
Yes, that is true. But before I'm showing the video, I just want the audio and video of both the guest and host to be verified. Can we have both?
We can have a group photo also.
Yeah, please.
While setting up, request everyone to switch on your video, so we'll have a group photo also. All of you, Trishya, please take the photo. All of you, please switch on the video. This is our special 75th meeting.
Yeah, in the gallery mode.
Gallery mode. This needs to be a special photo for our memory lines. All of you, please switch on. While we are getting ready, the host and guest, please check your video and audios.
Ms. Sujata Sadish, warm welcome to you.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Am I audible?
You are perfectly audible.
Thank you very much.
And you are perfectly visible.
Okay.
I want you to do one thing, Sujata. If possible, make your frame little down. I mean, there are a lot of blank space on the top. Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Now it is perfectly fine. Yeah. Now coming back to Krishnendu.
Sir, am I audible as well?
You are audible. You are visible, but still there is a little glare, but there is no provision for you to control that. It's fine. I will adjust in the video. Not a problem.
Welcome, DTM Ajita. DTM Ajita, our division director, is also here, I think.
Where is Ajita? Yeah, Ajita.
Hi.
You enabled your video before?
No, just now. Sorry.
Okay. Then can you take one more picture?
All of you, all those who can switch on the camera, please switch on.
Malayalam selection is also there.
Drishya, you're taking care, no?
Yeah, done.
Very good. Thank you. So guys, I'll be sharing a very short video before we are starting the interview. But I still need to add a little more visuals into that. I'm collecting the visuals because the journey of Sujata is a very long journey. So it will take time for me to get more number of visuals from their side, from her side, I mean. Just give me a minute.
Sucheta Satish is a 16-year-old grade 11 student of the Indian High School, Dubai. She started singing at the age of 3. She has the unique ability to sing in multiple languages and has created multiple world records, including the Guinness World Record for most languages sung in one concert. This new Guinness World Record was set on August 19, 2021 at the Indian Consulate Auditorium, Dubai, when she sang in 120 languages in 7 hours and 20 minutes in the concert titled Music Beyond Borders. Much before that, as a 12-year-old, Sucheta had set 2 world records for most languages sung during one concert and the longest live singing concert by a child on 25th of January 2018 at the Indian Consulate Auditorium, Dubai, when she sang in 102 languages, including 25 Indian and 77 foreign languages, over 6 hours and 15 minutes in a concert titled Music Beyond Boundaries. The records were adjudicated by the World Record Academy based in Miami, US. Sucheta can at present sing in 132 languages, including 31 Indian languages and 101 foreign languages. The India Book of Records, the Golden Book of World Records, the World Records India, Arabian World Records, London Book of World Records have also acknowledged Sucheta Satish as the record holder for most languages sung during one concert. Sucheta was only one of the 2 artists to perform at the Dubai Opera House on Feb 11th, 2018 during the community reception event in honor of the Prime Minister of India in the program titled The Millennial Moment. Sucheta has also professionally released songs connected to various festivals like Eid, Easter, Onam and Vishu besides Arabic albums. One of her biggest albums in foreign language till date is a tribute to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and the Prime Minister of UAE and the ruler of Dubai. The song in Arabic, composed by the famous Bollywood composer Monty Sharma and written by the noted Emirati poet Dr. Shihab Ghanem, called 50 Glorious Years, was a befitting tribute on behalf of the 3.5 million Indians in the UAE for His Highness on his 50 years of public life and was done under the patronage of the Consulate General of India. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Sucheta has released COVID awareness songs in 32 languages, including 22 Indian languages and 10 foreign languages, including Arabic, stressing the need for social distancing, maintaining hand hygiene, avoiding panicking, but strictly following the rules and regulations so that the world becomes a better place to live in. 5 of her songs in Malayalam, Hindi, Tamil, Assamese and Bengali were used by the Kerala government as part of their Break the Chain campaign to educate migrant labourers. Sucheta also released COVID vaccine awareness songs in 4 languages, namely Hindi, Malayalam, Tamil and Arabic, to urge people to overcome vaccine hesitancy. She released her first Hindi single, Ma Tujhe Sau Salam, on August 15th as a tribute to all the mothers in this world. This song was composed by Dr. Vimal Kumar to the lyrics written by her mother Sumita. On September 2020, she released her tribute to India and our Honourable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, titled Namo Namo Vishwa Guru Bharat, composed by the popular Bollywood composer Monty Sharma. On December 2nd, 2020, on the occasion of the 49th National Day of the UAE, Sucheta released her Arabic song Fi Hab al-Imarat, In Love of the UAE, composed by Dev Chakraborty to the lyrics of the Emirati poet Dr. Shihab Ghanem. Sucheta was honoured with the OISCA Youth Icon Award 2018 during the OISCA Global Youth Forum at Kochi in 2018 and the Global Child Prodigy Award 2020 in the category of singing on January 2020 at New Delhi from the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Ms. Kiran Bedi, in the presence of Sri Kailash Satyarthi, Nobel Peace Prize winner. Sucheta has also been selected for the Ujjwala Balyam Award by the Kerala government for the year 2021. On August 12th, on World Youth Day in 2020, the Better India listed 10 occasions when India's youth inspired the nation through their innovation and courage, and Sucheta's double world record performance was featured in it. Sucheta performed her first professional live in concert on November 19th, 2021 at the Sheikh Rashid Auditorium and enthralled the audience. Her ambition is to learn songs in more languages along with doing in-depth study of the languages and become an accomplished playback singer and a performer across the world.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You are deserving more than that.
Thank you. Such an honor.
You're welcome. So let me just start the recording. 1 second. Yes, you are good to go?
Sir, if it's possible, can you please pin us both and hide the non-video participants?
Yeah.
It'll be easier to record.
Give me a minute. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So warm welcome to all our viewers for our 23rd episode of Positive Media Channel. I am your host Krishnendu, and today with me we have a very special guest, and calling her just talented would be a huge understatement because she is an extraordinary singer who can sing in multiple languages and a double world record holder. Let's welcome Ms. Sucheta Satish.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that really warm introduction. Hello, everybody.
We are really grateful to have you here today. So, how are you?
I'm doing great and I'm super excited to be here today. And first itself, let me thank Tejas for giving me this opportunity today.
We're also really grateful to have you. So, without any further ado, let's start our much awaited interview. So, when I did some research on you, right, I read some articles, many articles, because you have so many achievements. It was written that you started singing at the age of 3.
Yes.
And I was mind blown. I mean, in that very timid and early age, how were you pulled into that world of music? And who was your first teacher or your first stepping stones to that world?
So I think I started learning music when my brother Sushant Satish, when he started learning music. So when he would have his classes, I'd sit somewhere nearby and just pick up something from what he was learning, and then my parents thought that okay, maybe I should try to. So yeah, that's how I started learning music, and my first guru would be my would be Padmavati teacher. I think yeah, she was my first guru. I learned uh, the very basics. Actually, to be very honest, it's a very funny story. I learned up to sa re ga ma pa from her, and yeah. At that point of time, I somehow used to find boring, and I used to fall asleep then. But then
But
later
who
on,
knew that you would be a double world record holder?
but then later on, I had I've had quite a few gurus, and presently I'm learning Carnatic music from Srimati Asha Ji Man on the playback singer.
Okay, so at the starting, it was more like a sibling thing, like how the younger ones copy the elder ones.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you have many achievements, as we saw in that intro, so many trophies of success at the mere age of 16. And out of them, the most common title, we have told it like 100 times, double world record holder. So when I heard about it, I was really curious about something. Was the world records something you had in your mind, like a goal, or was it something that was a bit more unexpected, like something you got on the way?
Um, Actually, I didn't start learning the languages for the sake of the record. It all started off with a Japanese song, which was my first foreign language, and that I learned when our Japanese friend visited us here in Dubai, and I heard her sing this really beautiful Japanese song, and because I liked that, I learned it really quick and I sent it to her, and then she told me that I sounded like a native Japanese speaker, and that was really encouraging. And then I thought, why not try more languages? So I learned an Arabic song and a Tagalog song, and the numbers kept increasing. So when I reached about I think 60 or maybe yeah about 60 languages is when I heard that the present Guinness record for the most languages in a concert was for 76 languages, and I was quite near. So we thought, why not attempt for a record? And that's how we approached Guinness, and then we found out that because I was only 12 at that time, I could not attempt the Guinness record because Guinness criteria says that if you're under 16, you cannot attempt for an endurance event like this, because singing in more than 100 languages, I would have to perform for more than 6 hours continuous. So that wasn't permitted. Then we approached the American equivalent of Guinness, which was the World Record Academy, and that's how I set my two records. One for the most languages sung in a concert for 102 languages, and the second was for the longest live singing concert by a child because I sung for over 6 hours and 15 minutes. Then after that, I kept learning more languages, and I learned quite a few languages more. And after that, when I turned 16, two days after I turned 16, I attempted for the Guinness record, and that was for 120 languages, and I sang for over 7 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay. So I guess your passion for learning languages mixed with your passion for singing is
Yes.
what gave you these both
Definitely.
world records. Okay. So one thing I really want you to know about me is that I am not a singer. The closest I've ever got to singing like is in the shower with shampoo bottles as audience.
That counts. That counts.
That's like this. Is that like the starting point? Do all singers do that, or
Definitely. I mean, everybody. I mean, I think that still counts.
okay, then I'll have an unrealistic hope, someday. So, as a professional singer, as a professional musician, how does usually a song making process look like? Like, can you give us an outline of how you go through the steps?
So, I haven't composed my song as, or actually, I have composed my song, but I haven't done the music for it as such. But I've tried my hand on it. But most of the songs that I have, most of my original songs are with other composers and lyricists. So they'd compose the song, and the lyrics would. For some of my songs already, my mother has written the lyrics, and or somebody else would write the lyrics, and then I would just sit with them and make sure that I match what they are expecting from me, and then we just go ahead with the recording.
Okay, so the lyrics writing and all that comes first, and then you go and
Yes.
sing, right?
They give me the lyrics and the music, and I learn it and send it back to them, and yeah, that's just how it works.
You know what I find really interesting and what I kind of, what do you say, guessed would happen in the interview? Like, you are a singer, you started with your brother being a singer, he being into music, your mother writes lyrics, right? So I guess it's not like a sibling thing, more like a family thing, maybe?
It is a family thing. In fact, everybody in my mother's side family sings, and my grandfather is a radio jockey at the age of 80.
Okay, that's wonderful. I mean, that's we don't usually see radio jockeys at that age. That's really
Yes,
wonderful.
I think I'm really blessed to come from a family like that, and everybody is musically inclined. So yeah.
Music runs in the veins. Okay, so now this question may be a little bit hard to answer because there's so many choices. Which is your favorite song and why?
Favorite song? Yeah, that is a really hard question because I have favorite songs in different languages, and it's really hard to choose. But my favorite singer is Shreya Ghoshal, Shreya ji. She's my favorite, all-time favorite, and every single song that she sings is my favorite. And if I were to talk about specific languages in which the songs I like, I'd say again I have quite a few, but my favorite would be Turkish because I think Turkish music is really good.
Okay. Now, is there any singer out there you would like to collaborate with? Maybe an Indian singer or Western or pop?
Collaborate with, I mean, I would be, it would be an honor to collaborate with anybody. I don't have anybody as such, but of course I would love to work with anybody. And in fact, not just Indian music or foreign music or anything. And talking about that, I just remembered my next song coming out would be a Bhutanese song, and it's a Bhutanese song, and um, it's written by a Bhutanese composer. I mean, it's composed by Bhutanese composer Lab Shireen sir, and it's really an honor because so how it started was the video of me singing the Bhutanese song for my Guinness record performance was I'm not sure how, but it came out and the original composer of the song I sang that day is the same person who was composing the song for me. He heard the
Okay.
song and he was really impressed, and in fact a lot of Bhutanese people had taken the song up and they were all really impressed, and so that was a blessing. And so then the composer approached my father, and we thought we wanted to work together on a song, And that's the next song that's coming up, and I'm super excited. Yeah.
I'm not even surprised that the people were impressed. I mean, with your talent, you can plan anyone. So,
So sweet. Thank you,
near
sir.
Bhutan, we have India, and in our home country where we hail from, right, we have a huge importance for music. I
Yes.
think in our films, there's like music every 2 minutes.
Definitely.
It made so much impact, like especially during our independence. It was
Yes.
just more than entertainment.
Yes.
Indian music have always had that quality of touching hearts and getting a
Yes.
point across.
And Indian
So
music
from
is so
the
famous worldwide. Everybody
yeah,
loves Indian
it's
music.
appreciated by the entire
Yes.
world. I mean,
Yes.
again, it's not a surprise. Our music is pop. So, from the POV of a singer, what do you think are the differences which you have come across as our music culture slowly started evolving, like to the Gen Z generation? How have it evolved?
I think from the stories that I've heard my grandfather and my mother saying, I think in the olden times, the songs, the older songs were more raw and more realistic. And from what I've heard from different music directors, I think it all used to be a one-shot recording. So they'd have all the musicians together, right, in the studio, the recording studio, and one mistake and you have to redo the whole thing. So
Yeah.
I've heard that. Big singers, they used to have what about 100 recordings for one song, and then after 100 recordings the music director would say, okay, let's go for the 11th one. So that I think has changed a lot. It's I don't think it's that raw anymore because technology is developed,
More advanced.
so more advanced, and that wasn't how it was before. So now things have become a little easier. I feel like singers needn't spend, they needn't have about 100 recordings, because in two recordings, they can correct any mistake that they have, and it wouldn't be as difficult as before. So I think that has changed, and even the quality of music. To be very honest, I'm somebody who thinks that old is gold, and I still prefer older songs than the ones now. But yeah, music is music, and be it old or new, everything has its own beauty. Yeah,
Yeah, Indian music still touches our hearts, whether Gen
definitely.
Z or Boomer generation still does.
Yeah.
So now talking about Indian music, I know every interviewer must have requested this, but not just me. I think everyone out there, even the ones in our meeting right now, will want to experience that magic in your voice and songs.
Okay.
Sir, 1 minute. Yeah, okay. I think there was some technical issue right there. Okay. So for us, can you please say 2 lines of your favorite Hindi song? There's more
Hindi
coming
song.
on the way. 132
Okay.
songs would have to cover at least three.
Hindi song. Okay. I think I'll sing my original song, which was written by my mother, and the
Okay.
song was released as a tribute to all the mothers. And the song was composed by Dr. Vimal Kumar. Here it goes. जिसे पूजती हूँ वो तू है, जिसे चाहती हूँ वो तू है, माँ मेरी है तुझे सौ सौ सलाम, तू मिले मुझे सारे सातों जन्म, माँ मेरी है तुझे सौ सौ सलाम, तू मिले मुझे सारे सातों जन्म, जिसे पूजती हूँ वो तू है, जिसे चाहती हूँ वो तू है.
No words. I
Thank you
forgot to
so
clap
much.
because I was in a trance.
It's so sweet.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
really? I now understand why you have two Guinness World Records and you're really hit everywhere. Not
Thank you so much.
really impressed, to be fair. So that was wonderful, really.
Thank
And
you.
talking about different kinds of music, as I said, you're not a singer in one, not in two, not in three, but 132 languages. And that's huge. And I struggle to learn my second language, really. I don't know how you manage to learn 132 languages. It's really huge. So, how did you, rather than you know that you did have a passion for learning different languages, but how did you get that idea of singing in that many languages? And to be fair, how were you able to learn that many languages in the first place?
Like I said, everything started off with that one Japanese song, and I think everything is just destiny. If something is meant, for meant to happen, it will happen. Everything just falls into place on its own. Um, so and I'm really blessed to have parents who are so supportive, and my family, my whole family, in fact, my brother, my grandparents, everybody. So once I learned the Japanese song, I thought I wanted to learn more languages, and like I said, I kept increasing. And how I learn it is basically I just keep listening to the song a lot of times, and the songs are selected by my parents. They find the languages, and they find the songs, and they make sure that the lyrics are age appropriate for me. And
Yeah.
then I go ahead and I learn the song, and how much time I take for each song varies on how much I like that song. If I really like that song, I'd probably learn it within half an hour. Else, I might just keep keep it.
Starting off, like I think it's like
Yeah,
studying, our favorite subjects. We always
yes,
finish
yes,
ours.
exactly, exactly. So if I'm not if it's not that nice, I might maybe keep it for a day. But yeah, maximum is one day, and I think everything is just God's blessings. I'm really blessed for everything that I have. That's just how it is.
Okay. So one thing, can you guess from which state I am?
Kerala, we're all homies, right?
Oh God. Yeah, I mean, not every people identifies me as a Malayali. So
Right.
from, I think you already know this, like when two Malayalis meet everywhere in the world, because we are everywhere, the first question they ask is, "Naattil
Not loved, yeah.
So from which part of Kerala are you? From one fellow Malayali to another? Where is your native place in Kerala?
Well, I was born in Kannur, and my father is from Kannur. My mother is from Talasheri, but then we settled in Kozhikode.
Okay. Do you have any fond memories like in Kerala?
In Kerala, I mean, we get to visit Kerala only during the vacations, and since the last 2 years, we haven't been able to go. But I think every moment I've spent with my cousins there and with my grandparents, all that's been really memorable. And even some of the recordings I've had in Kerala have also been really memorable. And another thing would be, and this event, one of the events I had in Kozhikode on it was on an Independence Day, and that the event was conducted by this group called OISCA. Um, so that event, I'd sung in different languages, quite a few languages for over 3 hours, and I think that really helped me, build my stamina for my record attempt. That and also the award I'd come to receive in Kerala, the Oyska Youth Icon Award that was in 2018, and quite a few. I mean, not as much as where we are right now, not as much as Dubai, but uh, yeah, quite a few experiences.
I think it have given you quite a strong foundation for who you are
Yes, yes,
today.
yes, yes.
Okay, so now that we are already on the topic, I'm a huge sucker for Mollywood movies. So I want
Okay.
to know if we have something more in common. Do you watch Mollywood movies, Malayalam films?
I do watch movies. Not that much, but I do watch movies. Who's your favorite actor?
Tovino Thomas, Dulquer
Okay,
Salman, all the new people.
okay. Well, same.
Okay, so which is your favorite Mollywood movie?
Favorite Mollywood movie? I honestly don't have one favorite. I have quite a few. I mean, all the Dulquer Salman movies, and
I mean, he is pretty charming and all his movies are really hit. So it's quite hard to choose from.
yes, and also I'm a fan of Unni Mukundan, so or his movies, and another movie would be Mamangam because Unni Mukundan, and yeah, quite a few. It's
Can you
hard to
sing
choose.
one song, one Malayalam song from that movie?
From Mamangam, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll sing the song from Mamangam. The song was composed by M.J. Chandran sir, and it was written by my guru, playback singer Shri Ajay Gopal. It's a very beautiful lullaby. Raro, 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 raro. കണ്ണനുണ്ണി മകനെ കണ്ണിയൻ പൈതലേ കേമാനായി വളര് നീ വളര് മകനേ മകനേ നൻ മകനേ ചേമന്തി പൂങ്കുരുന്നേ ചേലൂറും മാൻ കിടാവേ ചെമ്മേ ചെമ്മേ വളര് നീ വളര് മകനേ മകനേ പൊന്മകനേ രാരോ 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 രാരോ.
I mean, it's been a really long time, like since I went to India and since I went to Kerala. So I really felt that you brought Kerala back to me. So thank you for
Thank
that.
you so much.
Now, we always talk about the glamorous side of success, right? What we always see the output of all the efforts people have made, but we rarely talk about what happens in the back. So, what were the biggest difficulties you have faced as a young singer?
Well, as far as my Guinness record is concerned, it did take quite a lot of effort, not just from my side, but also from my parents' side. From my side, because I had to prepare well, I had to make sure I had all the stamina, so I couldn't, eat certain. There were certain restrictions. I couldn't eat certain foods, and sleepless nights, whatnot, a lot of things. And from my parents' side, after these 120, after my Guinness attempt, we had to, for each language that I sang, we needed to have a language witness. So for each, from a native speaker of each and every one of those 120 languages, we needed to have a witness saying that I sang it correctly, I sang it perfectly. So everything had to be in place. So my parents, my father, Dr. T.C. Satish, my mother, Sumita Ilit, they really worked. So they worked super hard on it. So it's just not just my effort. A lot of people have worked for this, and as far as yeah, so that's that. And so basically, a lot of effort has gone for the records, and not just for the records, but for being a singer itself. Practice and a lot of things. You avoid certain things, certain sacrifices. So all that comes into the action. Yeah.
Can be a lot of physically tiring as well, right? To
Physically tiring,
sing.
yes. I mean, sleepless nights. So before the Guinness attempt, so my Guinness attempt was on August 19th, 2021. So we had vacation then, which is why it was a little, chill. But then, yeah, sleepless nights, like I said, staying away, preparing, and then I think before the attempt, on quite a few days, I had attempted, to sing for 7 hours continuously to make sure that I have the stamina to go on for 7 hours and 20 minutes. So we had the full run through on quite a few days, and every day, I'd sing, some languages, about 20 songs on one day, and then the next day, keep increasing just to make sure I have.
For me, I can kind of relate, but not when it comes to songs. Like board exam, this is kind of similar.
Okay.
How we have sleepless nights and we just keep revising it again
I
and
wouldn't
again.
know
We
about
never
board exam because I
confident.
missed mine last year.
Oh yeah, the lucky badge. Yeah, I
Yes, I still
remember.
don't know about board exams.
At that time, I just wished I was born 1 year earlier so that I can. But what to do? So, when I see, as I told, I don't know how to sing. I don't know. I don't even know the field. So there are only certain stuff that I'm good at. For example, this speaking, this thing itself. So there is firsts for everything, right? There is, even when if it comes in the music industry or public speaking or dancing, whatever, performing, everything, we have firsts for everything. So, in which one was your first concert? And do you remember how you felt like in your first stage about to sing?
My first stage performance was at the age of 4. I sang the song Annara Kannava, and what I remember is that all the other singers before me had a lyric sheet in front of them, and I didn't have one. So all the other people who would watch me would say that, "Wow, she's so nice. She doesn't have a lyric sheet." But the truth was, I didn't know how to read them. So no point in
At
having a
4-year-old. So
having a lyric
at
sheet. So
4-year-old, you had your first concert. You sang for the
yes,
first time.
yes.
I'm mind blown every minute. Okay. So talking about me, I've been here in UAE for like around 10 years, like I'm
Okay.
nearing 10 years. So one difficulty among the so many difficulties I had setting to the new atmosphere was learning Arabic. The
Okay.
language, it was kind of hard for me. And by the way, I have Arabic exam tomorrow. So
Oh, all the
preparing
best.
for it. So learning that was a bit hard for me. But one thing I've always noticed about Arabic is that there is something so I don't know, like poetic about it. The words. There are some words that is just attractive. I don't know how to express it, you know.
Right.
So as a singer, when you sing in Arabic, do you get different vibes? Like, is it different when you sing in Arabic than other languages? Because I felt that there's something some aura about Arabic.
Arabic music is really unique, I guess, and that is it's really beautiful. And yeah, I think, like you said, Arabic does give a different vibe, because like I said, the music is different and all that. And so from my experience, I've had a few of my original Arabic songs, and that was with the famous Emirati poet Dr. Shihab Khanim. He had written the songs, and his style of writing is super poetical, and it's traditional Arabic, and it's really beautiful. So singing those songs itself has given me, a lot of good experience, like with Arabic, because I started singing for him after, I think, once I stopped learning Arabic at school. But and like I said, his Arabic is really different. But even I don't know, somehow I've been able to pick up the language really well, and he was also quite impressed with the way I was able to pick up the language. But in conclusion, like you said, yes, Arabic does give a different vibe, and Arabic songs are really beautiful. Arabic singers have a different way of singing, and yeah.
Okay, now this is the last time I'm going to pick on you again. But please, just for that vibe, one Arabic song.
Arabic song, okay. So all right. بنت الشلبية عيونها لاقية بحبك من قلبي يا قلبي انتي عينيا بحبك من قلبي يا قلبي انتي عينيا حد القناطر محبوبي ناطر كسر الخواطر يا وفي ما هان عليا كسر الخواطر يا وفي ما هان عليا بتلوخ والقلب مجروح وأيام والبال بتعن وتروح وأيام والبال بتعن وتروح تحت رماني حبي حكاني وسماني غناني يا عيوني وهلاليا وسماني غناني يا عيوني وهلاليا.
Again.
Thank you. Okay, so this song was a little bit of, the way of singing is different, right?
Yes.
I'll sing another Arabic song which gives a different vibe.
Okay.
يا حبيبي آهي لو تدري بحالي يا حبيبي آهي لو تدري بحالي وبما تحوي ليالي من وبالي وبما تحوي ليالي من وبالي يا حبيبي آهي لو تدري بحالي. This was one of my original songs, by the way. So,
Oh,
Arabic song.
okay. You made this. Okay,
This
wow.
was an original song, again written by Dr. Shihab Ghanem. And So, like I said, Arabic music is really different. It's quite diverse, right? But all of them are so beautiful. And
yeah, I think the first one had more like a patriotic vibe. This one had more sassy vibe. I know that's so.
it wasn't patriotic exactly. It wasn't patriotic song, but the way of they sing the songs and the different voice textures, the vibrato and everything is
I
really
think you need a lot more voice control, right, for
yes,
singing
yes.
Arabic songs. It has so much more hooks and okay. So thank you again for that. Thank you for all the three songs. Now you're off the
Thank
hook.
you for having me. I had a great time.
So now that, as we mentioned again and again, pretty famous, successful. So what is your dream or your next goal right now? Like, how do you see yourself in the next 10 or 15 years?
I love performing, and I think I'm a different person when I'm on stage. I love performing, and I'd like to be. I'd like to perform, internationally, and I'd like to be a. No, I'd like to learn more languages, collab with musicians from different musical backgrounds and in different languages. Like I said, Bhutanese is coming up next. So like that, I'd like to do more languages and I'd like to be an international performer.
Okay, so unfortunately, it looks like we have come to the end of the session. And again, we're so thankful that you made time for us today. And I really hope that you have a bright future again. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Krishnendu?
So see you soon. This is Krishnendu Rajesh signing off.
Krishnendu,
Yes, sir.
can questions from the audience before you are signing up?
Okay, one.
Yeah, because we are having so many aspirant musicians in the audience. So maybe 2 questions maximum, considering the time we are having in front of us.
Okay, sir. So can you please use hand? Okay. Before saying it's a
Yeah,
waiver
true.
person.
See, that is the reason. That is the reason.
Okay, so Maika Rajesh.
Ask them to enable the.
Can I ask Sujita a question?
Yes,
yeah,
please.
just on your
Yeah,
video,
before
please,
that,
so that we can
ask her to enable the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah, Sujita, my question for you is that what's your favorite music genre? Like, I know that you like a lot of languages, but do you have a favorite music genre?
I don't have a favorite genre as such. I mean, like I said, my if you look at my Spotify playlist, it's a mix of everything. Um, I like melody, I like pop, I like everything. I mean, anything that sounds pleasing to the ear.
Okay, thank you.
Any more people can have one more question? Can raise your virtual hand. Is there anyone else? I'm not exactly able to see because I'm not able to minimize this. So is there any more people? I can't.
Let me see.
I think we have one hand.
Yeah, Meenakshi want to ask something.
Meenakshi, please enable your video so that all can see you.
Yeah, so the question I want to ask you is that do you have an exact band?
A band?
Yeah.
Not as such. I mean, I do perform with a lot of other bands. I think, I mean, maybe we can expect one very soon. I'd love to have one.
So I will rephrase the question. Ms. Sujeta, are you planning to have your own brand in the near future?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
I think singing with different people gives you different like vibes. When you sing,
Yes.
it's more enjoyable to sing with different people.
Yes.
So once again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so that comes to the end of the interview.
Thank you, Ms. Sujeta. I request Toastmaster Vijay to say a few words before we are closing up. After that, we can give a small virtual certificate to Ms. Sujeta. Toastmaster Vijay. Yeah. one, when Toastmaster Vijay is getting ready, I'll be sharing our humble gestures towards Miss Sucheta for being with us. Just give me a minute.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Such an honor.
Since it is a virtual meeting, we can do this much only. When in future we will be definitely have a physical meeting, then we will be really doing some good gestures.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, Toastmaster Vijay is here. If Vijay is not available at the moment, you can take it forward. I mean, you can hand over to Srihari, Gavalier Srihari.
Yes, I think he is there, but I think he's facing some technical issues. So I think it's
No
better
worries.
to wrap up.
Thank you, Krishnendu, for conducting this interview in a very fabulous manner. Ms. Sujata, you really, really have such an amazing future as a musician. We want to see you in the pinnacle of success. Thank you very much.
So now that we have come to the end of the session, I would like to hand over the mic to our GOD, Srihari Rajesh.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Krishnendu Rajesh and Sujita Satish for joining us today. It was really fun for having this session with you today. And one thing that really made me relieve is that you had said one thing that it is pretty okay for future singers to be singing while they are showering, but I'm like, singing is not my cup of tea. I'm an average in that field, but I'm a person who loves to go for auditions. So I do a lot of drama in the showers. So right, now let's move on. Who all are excited for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar? I want to see a lot of hand raises. It's a pretty popular event. Right, a lot of people are excited for this. And who all have decided which all team countries they are going to support? Right, most of us have decided that. So the fact is that for these events, there is around 32 teams. And I support not one or two, but I support 5 countries, which take us to the next topic, sports. So many times, most of us play sports not only because of our passion, but also for fitness. And there's a saying that goes, fitness is not a destination, but it's a way of life. Okay, now this is a pretty weird thought that I had. Who all have seen a roller coaster and wanted to run through its tracks? You can be open. I mean, it's a weird thought I have felt. You see a roller coaster and looking at its tracks, you want to run through it.
I haven't actually wanted to run through it, but I'd love to, wear those roller skates, put my leg on both the sides, and like in cartoons, like glide over it. I don't know why. I'm already terrified of roller coasters normally, but then it just feels fun, like skydiving. It's like skydiving.
It's a weird thought a lot of people have. And even running is a sport, but does even then running, do you all know what is more scarier? Of course, the roller coaster. So now we have our Malayalam table topic session, which will be hosted by a very powerful and humorous speaker, Sri Lakshmi Santosh, whose favorite artist is Rajan Ravi Verma, an Indian artist, and that option is pretty unique. So Sri Lakshmi Santosh, I welcome you to the stage to take us in your new and upgraded roller coaster. Sri Lakshmi Santosh, are you there? Sir, is she there?
1 second. Sri Lakshmi Santosh.
Yes, sir, she's there, but her video and audio is off.
She's actually there.
Yeah, she's there, but her video and audio is off. Sri Lakshmi, are you there?
Okay, do one thing. You can call the next role player. After that, you can go back to the the Malayalam
All right,
segment.
so we'll skip this session and we'll do it afterwards.
At the moment.
All right, sir. So then I will jump on to another question. Who all are fans of Marvel? I expect a lot of fans over here as well. What about DC? There is a lot of fan base for all these two. So who also Far From Home? The movie called Far From Home. I'm a person who wanted to see, but I haven't seen it yet. But I know it's a good film due to the reviews. It got around $1.7 billion. And films is also truly an art, an engaging one. And it needs a lot of talent to show a palette of emotions like sorrow, excitement, hopeless, laughter, happiness, tragedy, comedy, to even pride, daring, disgust, a lot of them. And that talent of these actors should be appreciated to touch the emotions of our mind. And even the minute mistakes on facial expressions to the gaps between their dialogues must be corrected. So now we have a session to evaluate and point out many things about the speeches of the speakers. So firstly, a powerful speaker, Cavalier Angel Rose, whose favorite artist is Halsey. All right, Angel, I welcome you to the stage to start your evaluation. Is Angel there as well? Yes, she's
here.
Sorry, 1 second.
No problem. Keep your camera a little above. I mean, a little more. I mean, a little more down.
Sorry.
Camera has to be down.
Okay, good afternoon, Senior Toastmasters, fellow Cavaliers, and dear guests, and to my target speaker, Cavalier Krishnanjana. So first of all, I would just like to start off by saying that the topic was a great choice. Why introverts make the best leaders? Now, when I say this, I think all of us here in this meeting can agree that this was a very relatable topic that I related to on a high level. Okay, and especially for a Gavel club that's members are between the age of 9 to 17, this topic was just great. To start off on your posters, one of the posters were that you asked questions to the audience and interacted with them, which is one of the best ways to make your speech more lively and interactive, which is great. You made conversation with the audience, which made the audience more involved in your speech. Like you asked questions during, and that questions went very successfully. All the audience had a good time answering. And you also used a lot of quotes and proverbs. You used lots of quotes and proverbs, which really gave your speech a message that everybody could take home and really helped to convey the point of your topic. Now, your words also had clarity, and you did use a really extensive set of vocabulary, which was really good. Your words had a range of vocal variety, and you used tools like you used vocal tunes like volume and tone to perfection. Now, if I were to suggest some improvements or certain points that you may want to work on, it would include, first off, facial expressions. Now, your speech had a lot of opportunities to use facial expressions. I feel like by expressing your words through your face, you could have made your speech more lively. Especially in this era where all our speeches are online, the frame only contains your face. I mean, I would obviously recommend you to stand out and make sure that half your body is seen in your frame. But since your face was the only other aid that you could use to express yourself, you could have used your facial expressions a bit more. Secondly, your transitioning from one point to another could have been a bit more smooth. Like I would recommend for you to like search up or like learn more transition words to keep in store in your mind. Transition words like secondly or moving on, stuff like that. Because like somewhere in your speech, when you were moving from one point to another, like the connectivity was lost. which really loses the interest of the audience, you know. Thirdly, your eye level. Like I noticed that your eye level was to the down side of your screen, which disconnected you from the audience. So I would recommend that you sit or at an eye level with the camera or to the center of your screen, because it helps you to reach out to the audience more and to convey a message. Another thing I noticed was that you tend to use a lot of repetition of filler words like or yeah. So in your future speeches, try to avoid such words. You had a few grammatical errors here and there, and you could also take a few breaks or gaps in between sentences to give emphasis on your points, that on points that you want to make sure get through to the audience. One main thing that you missed out on your speech, which I would like to point out, was the use of visual aids. Your speech was a Project 8 speech, which main point is to use visual aids that are appropriate for your message and the audience, which is like a serious lack in your speech. Now, visual aids could start from anything from a solid object to a simple presentation. Now, overall, your speech was great. You delivered your speech with great ease and confidence. And thank you. I think my time is over. And I wish you best of luck for your future speeches.
Thank you so much, Angel.
Hello. Yeah, okay. Thank you for that wonderful evaluation, Angel. Next, we have another powerful and inspiring speaker, Gavalia Malavika Rajesh. She loves reading books, and her favorite writer is Dan Brown, best known for his thriller books. Malavika Rajesh, you can start with your evaluation.
Thank you, Srihari. Now, Drishya, where is my speaker? Yeah, there she is. I can see her now. All right. Drishya has finally finished her P10 speech, and that makes her eligible for a Competent Communicator Award. And I think that in itself is the greatest achievement that you can do here at Tejas Gavel Club. And it is so amazing that this is happening on our 75th meeting. That's just an example of the impact that our Gavel Club is making. So great job, Drishya. Just on that account, I heartily applaud you. All right, now coming to your speech, the battle between emotion and logic. That's like the everlasting battle, and it's always an internal battle, right? It's within us always. Should we choose emotion or should we choose logic? Which way should we go? So you started off with a very thought-provoking question, and I loved your voice modulation and the way you transitioned your thoughts. And I especially love the fact that you kept asking questions in between. Now, this is sort of like a heavy topic that everyone might not necessarily get into very easily, but you made sure to stay slow and stay focused on that and just ask questions and involve the audience in between so that they understand the topic better. So I really loved your audience interaction. And one thing that I would really like to point out that really stood out was you had a very great action-based conclusion. Not every speech has that. And for the P10 being an inspirational speech, I think that was great that you showed a book and you asked us to read it and you told us a little bit about it, and just so that we can improve our thought process as well. So that was really great. If there was some areas of improvement that I could suggest, I would suggest to stop repeating words during a prepared speech. Like, for example, if it's table topics or evaluation, it's all on the spot, right? So it's not prepared. We don't really read off a script. We're telling you, we're having a conversation with our speaker, with the audience. Even a prepared speech is a conversation with the audience, but still it is a prepared speech. So I noticed in some areas you were repeating some things that you had said, and you just lost the flow there. just a little. It sort of disrupted the flow that you had established till then. You were stammering a little bit. So I think that can be eliminated. It's a very minute observation that I made. You just did it here and there, but if you could eliminate that, that would be really great. And I think that a little bit of more body language. We didn't really see you speak with your body that much. I know that wasn't the objective of this speech, but still body language is an essential for every speech. And I think that could also be improved just a little bit more. But other than that, I think the speech was great. It was a great speech for such a milestone meeting. And it was a great speech for a milestone project. Once again, congratulations, Trisha, on your Project 10 speech.
Thank you, Malavika.
Thanks a lot, Malavika. I'm sorry, I'm just having some issues. The voice is cracking.
No, it is not cracking.
Am I audible right now?
Perfectly. Carry on.
Okay, sir. So shall I move on back to the Malayalam table topic session?
Before that, we need the
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Before
sorry. Meenakshi, you can carry on.
Yeah, so Angel Rose took 4 minutes 39 seconds and Malavika took 3 minutes 29 seconds.
So both are qualified?
No need of voting.
All right, sir.
The first one is, Angel Rose. Can you repeat just for reconfirming?
So 4 minutes 39 seconds.
4 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
So we can continue with the Malayalam table topic section.
Yes, please.
All right. So Sri Lakshmi Santosh, are you there? So actually, you're there, Sri Lakshmi Santosh?
Yes, she is there. She's there.
All right, sir, but we can't see her. It's fully blank.
She will let me see. Yeah, she is there.
All right, Sri Lakshmi. So our next session is the table topic session where Sri Lakshmi Santosh, again, she'll be taking us with her new and upgraded roller coaster. So Sri Lakshmi Santosh, you can start your Malayalam table topic session.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും മലയാളം ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക് സെക്ഷൻ ആണ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി പോകുന്നത്. സോ ഇവിടെ നെറ്റിന് കുറച്ച് ഇഷ്യൂ ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ ഇച്ചിരി പ്രശ്നങ്ങളൊക്കെ ആയത്. സോ എല്ലാവർക്കും വെൽക്കം. സോ ഇപ്പൊ മലയാളം ടേബിൾ ടോപ്പിക്സ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ജസ്റ്റ് എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു തരാം. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്കൊരു വിഷയം തരുന്നതാണ്, നിങ്ങൾ അതിനെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. അപ്പോ 1 മിനിറ്റെങ്കിലും മിനിമം നിങ്ങൾ അതിനെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി, ആ വിഷയത്തെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രമിക്കുക. 1 മിനിറ്റ് ആകുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഗ്രീൻ കാർഡും 1.5 മിനിറ്റ് ആകുന്ന സമയത്ത് യെല്ലോ കാർഡും, അത് മാത്രമല്ല 2 മിനിറ്റ് ആകുമ്പോഴേക്കും റെഡ് കാർഡും കാണിക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. 2 മിനിറ്റിന് കൂടുതൽ നിങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, അതായത് 2.5 മിനിറ്റ് കൂടുതൽ നിങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ഡിസ്ക്വാളിഫൈ ആവുന്നതാണ്. സോ നിങ്ങൾ ക്വാളിഫൈ ആവണമെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് തന്നെ സംസാരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രമിക്കുക. ഇത് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ സെഷനിലേക്ക് കിടക്കാം. അപ്പൊ ആദ്യം തന്നെ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളുടെ അടുത്ത് എല്ലായിടത്തും പറയുന്നത്, ഞാൻ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന ടോപ്പിക്സ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മളെ സൊസൈറ്റിയിൽ നടക്കുന്ന ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ച് നിങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കാനായിരിക്കും ഞാൻ പറയുന്നുണ്ടാവുക. ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചു നമ്മുടെ സൊസൈറ്റിയിൽ നടക്കുന്ന കാര്യത്തെ കുറിച്ച് സംസാരിക്കുന്നില്ലേ കൂടുതൽ നല്ലത്, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് അങ്ങനെ വിചാരിച്ചത്. സോ നമുക്ക് തുടങ്ങാം അല്ലേ? ഇത് പറഞ്ഞോണ്ട് ഇപ്പൊ ആരും ഞാൻ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഡൗട്ടാണ്. Okay, Joel.
Sorry, but there is a background noise. Is it okay now?
Yeah, okay. Carry on.
Yes, okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so you're saying നല്ല കാര്യം. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ടോപ്പിക് തരട്ടെ.
Yes.
ഫേവറേറ്റ് ഒരു പേഴ്സണായ സ്പോർട്സ് പേഴ്സണായ ക്രിസ്ത്യാനോ റൊണാൾഡോ വന്നിരുന്നു. ജോയൽ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുവെങ്കിൽ എന്തായിരിക്കും തന്റെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്? ഒരു ജോയൽ.
ഓക്കെ, ഈ അടുത്തായിട്ട് റൊണാൾഡോ ഇപ്പം എക്സ്പോ 2020 വന്നത്. ഞാനും ആ യൂട്യൂബിൽ വീഡിയോ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഞാനിപ്പോ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ വെരി മച്ച് സന്തോഷിച്ചായിരുന്നു. കാരണം റൊണാൾഡോ ഞാൻ ഇതുവരെ യൂട്യൂബ് ഇമേജസ് ഗൂഗിളിൽ കൂടെ മാത്രമേ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ശരിക്കായിട്ട് കാണാനും റൊണാൾഡോ മിണ്ടാന്ന് കേൾക്കാനായിട്ട് ഭയങ്കരമായിട്ട് ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് ഞാൻ. എനിക്ക് മെസ്സിനേക്കാൾ കൂടുതൽ ഇഷ്ടം റൊണാൾഡോ ആണ്. ഞാൻ റൊണാൾഡോ ഫാൻ ആണ്. ഞാൻ റൊണാൾഡോനെ കാണുന്ന എല്ലാ സമയം ഞാൻ അത്യാവശ്യം മിണ്ടാൻ എങ്ങനെയെങ്കിലും നോക്കും. ഇതുവരെ ഞാൻ റൊണാൾഡോയുടെ ഒരു മാച്ച് പോലും കാണാതിരുന്നിട്ടില്ല. എന്നുവെച്ചാൽ എല്ലാം കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒരു ഡൈഹാർട്ട് ഫാൻ തന്നെയാണ് ഞാൻ റൊണാൾഡോയുടെ. റൊണാൾഡോയുടെ എക്സ്പോ വന്നപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ആഗ്രഹിച്ചായിരുന്നു എനിക്കും പോകാൻ പറ്റൂലോ എന്ന്. പക്ഷെ പിന്നെ പോയില്ല. ഈ തേഴ്സ്ഡേ എന്റെ ബർത്ത്ഡേ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് അവിടെ ഫുള്ള് ബിസി ആയിരുന്നു ഞാൻ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ എക്സ്പോ പോയില്ല. റൊണാൾഡോനെ കണ്ടില്ല. വിഷമമുണ്ട്, എന്നാലും സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. റൊണാൾഡോ പിന്നെയും ദുബായിൽ എത്തിയുണ്ട്. അത്ര മതി. താങ്ക് യു.
See, Lakshmi, you can carry on with the next person.
ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു ജോയൽ. തനിക്ക് പറ്റുന്ന രീതിയിൽ ജോയൽ ഏതായാലും പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആൻഡ് എനിക്കും ക്രിസ്ത്യാനോ റൊണാൾഡോനെ കാണണമെന്ന് ഭയങ്കര ആഗ്രഹം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ എന്തുകൊണ്ടാന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചാൽ ഇപ്പോ ഈ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ഒക്കെ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് മെയിനായിട്ട് ഞാനും പോകാതിരുന്നത്. സോ നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം ഇനി എപ്പോഴൊക്കെ വരുമോ എന്നുള്ളത്. അപ്പൊ നെക്സ്റ്റ് ആളെ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യാം. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ആളെ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആരാണ് ഇവിടെ ഉള്ളത്? Where is Abhijay? I know. Okay. Abhijay വന്നോളൂ. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എന്താണെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചാൽ, ഇത് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മുടെ സൊസൈറ്റിയിൽ നടക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ ദുബായിൽ എത്തിയിരിക്കുന്നത് വേൾഡ്സ് റിച്ചസ്റ്റ് ആൻഡ് യങ്ങസ്റ്റ് ബോയ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാളാണ്. ഹീസ് ആൻ ആഫ്രിക്കൻ പേഴ്സൺ. ഓക്കെ, ആഫ്രിക്കൻ കുട്ടിയാണ്. ആ കുട്ടിക്ക് സ്വന്തമായിട്ടുള്ള ജെറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, സ്വന്തമായിട്ടുള്ള എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും ഉണ്ട്. പ്രൈവറ്റ് ജെറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, പ്രൈവറ്റ് മാൻഷൻ ഉണ്ട്, ഫുൾ സ്പോർട്സ് കാർ ഉണ്ട്. ഇഫ് അഭിജയ് വാസ് ദാറ്റ് പേഴ്സൺ, അഭിജയ് ആണ് ആ കുട്ടി എങ്കിൽ, വാട്ട് വുഡ് യു ഡു? നീ എന്താണ് ചെയ്യുക?
എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. എന്റെ പേര് അഭിജയ്. അപ്പൊ ഇന്ന് എനിക്ക് കിട്ടിയ ടോപ്പിക് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ, എനിക്ക് ശരിക്കും അറിയാത്ത ഒരാളാണ്. ഇപ്പൊ ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി പറയുമ്പോ ഞാൻ അറിയുന്നത്. ദുബായിലെത്തി ഒരു വേൾഡ്സ് റിച്ചസ്റ്റ് യങ് ബോയ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെ പറയാം. അപ്പം പ്രൈവറ്റ് ജെറ്റ്, പ്രൈവറ്റ് മാൻഷൻ, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഉള്ള ഒരാള്. അപ്പം എനിക്കറിയില്ല അത് അവൻ സെൽഫ് മെയ്ഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതാണോ, എനി ബിസിനസ് ത്രൂ അങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതാണോ, അതോ അച്ഛന്റെയോ അമ്മേന്റെയോ വിത്ത് റിച്ച് പാരന്റ്സ് മേ ബി. ഞാൻ പറയാം, ഇപ്പം ഇലോൺ മസ്കിന്റെ കുട്ടികൾ അങ്ങനത്തെ ടൈപ്പ് ആളാണോ, അതോ സെൽഫ് മെയ്ഡ് ത്രൂ അവന്റെ സ്വന്തം ഇതിൽ കൂടി ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതാണോ എന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് അങ്ങനെ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, ഞാൻ സെൽഫായിട്ട് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതാണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ പറയൂ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞു നടക്കൂല. വേറെ ആൾക്കാർ അങ്ങനെ വിളിക്കുന്നതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഞാൻ അങ്ങനെ പറയില്ല. പക്ഷെ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒന്ന് എനിക്ക് ചെയ്യണമെന്നുള്ളൊരു വലിയ കാര്യം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ, എനിക്കറിയാം ഇവിടെ ദുബായിലത്തെ പാം ഐലൻഡിന്റെ മേലെ സ്കൈ ഡൈവ് ചെയ്യാൻ നല്ല രസമാണെന്ന് അറിയാം. പക്ഷെ അത് ഇതുവരെ ട്രൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. സ്കൈ ഡൈവിങ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഏജ് റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻ എന്തോ ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പം അത് 18 വയസ്സായിട്ടാകുമ്പോ ട്രൈ ചെയ്യാന്നാണ് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ അതൊന്ന് ട്രൈ ചെയ്യണം. പിന്നെ കുറച്ച് ചാരിറ്റി വർക്ക്സ് ചെയ്യാണ്ട്. കാരണം ദുബായിലും UAE ആസ് എ ഹോൾ കുറെ ചാരിറ്റി ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മള് നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കുറെ ഉണ്ട്. റെഡ് ക്രോസ്, അങ്ങനെ നല്ല നല്ല കുറെ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. അവര് ഫുൾഫിൽ ചെയ്യും എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും. പിന്നെ അതുകൂടാതെ മെയിനായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ, ഇപ്പോ ദുബായിൽ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാലും എവിടെയായാലും ദുബായിൽ ലാൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന മീൻസ് എവിടെയായാലും കോവിഡിന്റെ വാക്സിൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എഫക്റ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വാക്സിൻ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കോവിഡിനെ എറാഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന സംതിങ്ങിന് R&D കുറച്ച് പൈസ ഇവര് കുറച്ചൊന്ന് ഡൊണേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. വേറെ എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഇവിടെ കുറച്ച് ടൂർ ചെയ്യണം. ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടാവുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ അധികം ഒന്നും കാണൂല, പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ വിസിറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ വരുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ കുറെ കാണും. ഇപ്പൊ നാട്ടിൽ നിൽക്കുന്നവര് കാണുന്നതിനെക്കാട്ടി കൂടുതൽ സാധനങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ നാട്ടിൽ പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത് നമ്മൾ കാണാൻ പോകും. കാരണം നമ്മൾ വെക്കേഷൻ പോകുന്ന രീതി. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ കാണാൻ ആഗ്രഹമുള്ള കുറച്ച് സ്ഥലങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അതാണ് ബുർജ് അൽ അറബ്, 7 സ്റ്റാർ ഹോട്ടൽ, ഓൺലി 1 in the world. പിന്നെ അങ്ങനത്തെ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ കുറച്ച് ടൂർ പോകണം, അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. വേറെ വലിയ ആഗ്രഹങ്ങളൊന്നുമില്ല. നന്ദി.
ഓക്കെ, നന്ദി അഭിജയ്. അഭിജയിനോട് എനിക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്, സ്വപ്നം കാണുമ്പോൾ ഇത്തിരി കൂടെ റിച്ച് ആയിട്ട് കണ്ടൂടെ അഭിജയ്? അപ്പൊ ഇത് പറയുന്നത് നീ ആദ്യം
ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ബാക്കിയുള്ള പൈസ തേജസിന്റെ
അതെ എനിക്കിട്ട് തന്നോളൂ. ചെയ്യേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ എന്റെ മനസ്സിൽ ഫുൾ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതെ, എനിക്ക് അഭിജയുടെ അടുത്ത് പറയാനുള്ളത്, അത് പാരന്റ്സിന്റെ പൈസ തന്നെയാണ് കേട്ടോ. അതായത് പാരന്റ്സ് അങ്ങോട്ടേക്ക് ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്തതാണ്, സ്വന്തമായിട്ടുള്ള മാനേജ്മെന്റ് അങ്ങനത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. സോ ഐ വാസ് ജസ്റ്റ് ഇമാജിനിങ് നമ്മളൊക്കെ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് അവിടെ ജനിച്ചില്ല എന്നുള്ളത്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഇത് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് നമ്മളെ നെക്സ്റ്റ്
അതിനുള്ള യോഗം വേണം.
അതില്ല, യോഗം വേണം, അതില്ല. ഓക്കെ, സോ നമുക്ക് നെക്സ്റ്റ് വിഷയത്തിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് എന്റെ പേരുള്ള ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി.
At last, I was actually waiting you to call me.
Sri Lakshmi, do you have any more questions?
Wait. She just by mistake got reconnected. I mean,
Sri Lakshmi, do you have more questions? How much more questions do you have?
I have 6 more questions. I will ask.
Okay, you can call Sri Lakshmi Benumur.
Yeah, then I will end.
Yeah.
Lakshmi?
After she says, you can end after hers.
Ready, Ado Sri Lakshmi?
Yes, I'm really ready.
Okay. അപ്പോ ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മിക്ക് ഞാൻ തരുന്ന ടോപ്പിക് എന്താണെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചാൽ, ഇപ്പൊ വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. നമ്മൾക്കറിയാം, ഇപ്പൊ കോവിഡ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരുപാട് തരത്തിലും വിധത്തിലുള്ള വേരിയന്റ് വന്നു. ആൻഡ് നമ്മൾ എല്ലാവരും അത് വെച്ച് നമ്മള് ടയേർഡ് ആണ്, നമുക്ക് ഇനി സഹിക്കാൻ പോലും വയ്യ. യെസ്, റൈറ്റ്? അപ്പൊ ഇപ്പൊ ചൈന പുതിയൊരു കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്, നിയോകോവ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ബാറ്റിൽ നിന്ന് വരുന്ന പുതിയൊരു വേരിയന്റ് വിച്ച് ഈസ് വെരി ഡെഡ്ലി വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് എന്നുള്ളത്. ഓക്കെ, ഇഫ് യു ആർ എ പേഴ്സൺ ആൻഡ് ഇനി ഇത് ഫ്യൂച്ചറിൽ വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ എന്തായിരിക്കും ഇപ്പൊ ഉള്ള റിയാക്ഷൻ? ഐ വാണ്ട് ടു നോ ദാറ്റ്. ഓവർ ടു യു ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി.
Srilakshmi Santosh, can you ask the question in a single sentence?
Okay, a new variant has come which is from bats, and China has given a warning.
മലയാളത്തിലെ
പുതിയൊരു വേരിയന്റ് ഇറങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്, ബാറ്റിൽ നിന്ന് പകരുന്ന നിയോകോവ എന്ന പേര്. അപ്പൊ എന്താണ് ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മിയുടെ റിയാക്ഷൻ? Over to you.
Shall start?
Yes.
നമസ്കാരം, എന്റെ പേര് ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി. അപ്പം എന്റെ വിഷയം എന്താന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, എന്റെ റിയാക്ഷൻ എന്തായിരിക്കും പുതിയൊരു വേരിയന്റ് വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഫ്രം ബാറ്റ്സ്. അപ്പം ഇറ്റ് വുഡ് ബി വെരി നോർമൽ, ഭയങ്കര നോർമൽ ആയിരിക്കും. കാരണം നമ്മളിപ്പൊ തന്നെ കുറെ വേരിയൻസും കുറെ മീൻസ് വൈറസസ് ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. സോ ഇപ്പൊ അതൊക്കെ നോർമൽ ആയി തുടങ്ങി. ആസ് എ പേഴ്സൺ എനിക്ക് സ്വന്തമായിട്ട് എനിക്കെല്ലാം ഒരു നോർമൽ സാധാരണ പോകുന്ന പോലെ തന്നെ ഒരു സാധനമായിട്ട് തന്നെ എനിക്കും തോന്നുന്നത്. ലൈക്ക് നമ്മുടെ കുടുംബത്തിലൊക്കെ ഓരോ പുതിയ ആൾക്കാർ വരുമ്പോ നമുക്ക് നോർമൽ അല്ലേ, അതേപോലെയൊക്കെ തന്നെയാ തോന്നുന്നത്. പുതിയതായിട്ട് അങ്ങനെ ഒന്നും തോന്നുന്നില്ല. കാരണം കോവിഡ് വന്നു, പിന്നെ ഒമിക്രോൺ വന്നു, കുറച്ച് കഴിയുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും വേറെ വൈറസ് വരും. ലൈക്ക് ഇപ്പൊ ബാറ്റിൽ നിന്നാണെങ്കിൽ പുതിയ വൈറസ് വരും. സോ ഇൻ കേരള തന്നെ നേരത്തെയും കുറെ വൈറസസ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ലൈക്ക് നിപ്പ ഇസ് ഓൾസോ അനദർ വേരിയന്റ്. ലൈക്ക് ബാറ്റിൽ തന്നെയുള്ള ഒരു വേരിയന്റ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് നേരത്തെ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ തന്നെ വീട്ടിലിരുന്നിട്ട് ഒരു ലൈക്ക് പുതിയ പുതിയ കാര്യങ്ങൾ എക്സ്പ്ലോർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റി. കോവിഡ് ഒരു ബാഡ് കാര്യം ആയിരുന്നെങ്കിലും കുറെ നല്ല നല്ല കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റി. കാരണം ഇത്രയും വലിയൊരു പരിപാടി തന്നെ നമുക്കൊരു പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നത് വീട്ടിൽ തന്നെ ഇറ്റ്സ് ലൈക്ക് വലിയൊരു കാര്യം തന്നെയാണ്. അപ്പം ഇറ്റ് വോണ്ട് ബി വലിയതായിട്ട് ഒരു സർപ്രൈസ് ഒന്നും കാണത്തില്ല. ഇറ്റ് കുഡ് ബി നോർമൽ, വലിയ നോർമൽ ആയിരിക്കും. പുതിയൊരു വേരിയന്റ് വന്നു, അതിനനുസരിച്ച് ഇവിടെ പോവാം. പിന്നെ യു ഹാവ് ടു ടേക്ക് കെയർ ഓഫ് സേഫ്റ്റി. നമ്മൾ നമ്മുടെ സേഫ്റ്റി ഒക്കെ നോക്കി അങ്ങ് പോവാ. ദാറ്റ് വുഡ് ബി, അതായിരിക്കും എന്റെ റിയാക്ഷൻ. താങ്ക് യു സോ മച്ച്.
ഓക്കെ ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി, അപ്പോ ഇത് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ഇവിടുന്ന് പോവുകയാണ്. നമുക്ക് സമയം കുറവായതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ എന്റെ ഇനിയും ടോപ്പിക്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഇനിയും വിഷയങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അത് കുഴപ്പമില്ല. ഞാൻ ഇനിയും മലയാളം ടൈപ്പ് ടോപ്പിക്സിൽ വരുന്നതാണ്. അതിനെ കുറിച്ച് ആരും പേടിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമൊന്നുമില്ല. നന്ദി.
ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി പറയേണ്ട ഒരു കമന്റ് ഞാൻ പറയാം. ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി ബിനുമോന്റെ സ്പീച്ച് കേട്ടിട്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു കൊറോണ ശ്രീലക്ഷ്മി ബിനുമോന് കൈക്കൂലി കൊടുത്ത പോലെ തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടെന്ന്.
നല്ല സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്.
ശരിക്കും അങ്ങനെ എനിക്ക് കുറെ നമ്മളെല്ലാം പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് നോക്കണം എന്ന് പറയില്ല. അപ്പൊ എനിക്കത് ഭയങ്കര പോസിറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ട് തോന്നി. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എനിക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു വലിയ ക്യാബിൽ ക്ലബിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ പാർട്ട് ആവുന്നൊന്നും ഞാൻ ഒരിക്കലും വിചാരിച്ചതേ ഇല്ല.
Well said. So treat as a family friend. Very good, very good. Well, good. Carry on.
All right. So thank you, Sri Lakshmi Santosh, for that wonderful session. And should we be doing the timers report right now? Sirs, should we be doing the timers report?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sir. Meenakshi. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Joel took 1 minute 27 seconds. Abhijay took 2 minutes 57 seconds. Sri Lakshmi took 1 minute 33 seconds.
So all are qualified?
So just one small doubt. The timer, there was no timing card shown during the speech. It was misleading.
So, sir, shall we just let everyone stand in the poll?
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Can you tell the name again?
Sorry,
yes.
sir. Okay. Yeah. Carry on.
Joel.
Joel took 1 minute 27 seconds. Abhijay took 2 minutes 57 seconds. Sri Lakshmi took 1 minute 33 seconds.
So can you launch the polls?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. 1 second.
All right, sir.
Yeah. Last 10 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Carry on.
All right. So, am I audible?
Yeah.
So at times just showing that the bandwidth is low. That's why.
No problem. Carry on.
No, you're audible.
You're fully audible.
Okay, sir. So who all have went through this trauma when you just finish a ride in a park and you feel like going to the ride once again? So I'm feeling that. So this time I'm inviting another energetic speaker, Gavlia Abhijay, to take us to the same roller coaster once again. And his favorite artist is J.K. Rowling and Imagine Dragons, a writer and a song group. Abhijay, I welcome you to take us to the roller coaster once again.
थैंक यू श्रीहरि. सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. मैं आज आपका हिंदी टेबल टॉपिक्स मास्टर हूँ और मैं आप सबका बड़ा सा एक नाइटमेयर होगा. तो आज अभी हम सब एक टेबल टॉपिक सेशन कंप्लीट किया है और उससे हमें रूल सब पता है कि 1 मिनट के नीचे या 2 मिनट 30 सेकंड के ऊपर बोलने से हम डिस्क्वालीफाई होता है, और 1 मिनट पर ग्रीन कार्ड, 1 मिनट 30 सेकंड पर पीला कार्ड, और 2 मिनट पर लाल कार्ड दिखाई दे रहा है, और हमें यह समय में स्पीक करना है। और इस टेबल टॉपिक्स में सेम है, क्लासिक टेबल टॉपिक्स में 5 आर्टिस्ट का नाम आपसे पूछता हूँ, और तुम एक सेलेक्ट करना है जिसके नीचे एक टॉपिक होगा, और आपको उसके बारे में स्पीक करना होगा। तो तुम आप सब हैंड रेस कर सकते हो, पर मैं कुछ व्यक्तियों को मैं भी बुलाता हूँ। तो पहला आदमी कौन होगा? कौन होगा? सभी कैमरा ऑन कर सकते हो? कैमरा ऑन करने वाले को मैं कॉल नहीं करेगा। कैमरा ऑन करने वाले को मैं कॉल नहीं करेगा। तो यहाँ मेरा पास मयूका है। मयूका, क्या आपको हिंदी पता है? ट्राई कर सकते हो?
Abhi ji, I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to speak Hindi.
ट्राई कर सकते हो कुछ थोड़ा थोड़ा?
I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak Hindi.
It's okay. फिर हमारा जीओडी यहाँ बहुत कष्ट में है, पर मैं कुछ और देती हूँ।
I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in that language. I have been learning Malayalam since 3 years. I don't have any touch with this language.
थोड़ा टूटी फूटी हिंदी।
I'm not sure. Like I'm not at all fluent.
टूटी फूटी हिंदी चलेगा?
No, but I cannot speak. Like I guess you can take some non-role players maybe. I'm not a person who can completely say that language.
Yes, Abhijay. दूसरे आदमी के बुलाओ।
We have non-role players में कौन है? सूर्या? जोयल?
Yes.
क्या आप ट्राई कर सकते हो? सिर्फ
I don't know Hindi.
मेरा हिंदी
I think
का
people are leaving the meeting because they don't want to speak.
विनोद सर, आप ही स्टार्ट कर। सभी को विश्वास और गर्व।
Toastmaster Vijay is the right person.
विजय सर लीव हो गया।
He left.
वापस आया।
नहीं, विजय सर ने बुलाया।
Yes sir, he had to.
What about Zima?
There's a lot of new names.
अपना मीटिंग में दूसरा आदमी है।
All
उसका
right,
नाम
Sri Lakshmi Binumonchi, you wanted to go?
No. I
Okay,
guess
okay.
Malavika called me. Like that was my other device. So that's
अभजय,
Okay.
हाँ सर।
अपना मीटिंग में दूसरा आदमी, उसका नाम उर्मिला उन्नी मैडम।
कहाँ लीव किया मीटिंग से? हाँ, ओके। उर्मिला मैम, क्या आप ट्राई कर सकते हो?
हाय अभिजय।
हाँ मैम, ट्राई कर सकते हो हिंदी टेबल टॉपिक्स?
हिंदी में थोड़ा क्वेश्चंस आस्क करो।
तो
थोड़ा सिंपल क्वेश्चन।
5 आर्टिस्ट है, उसमें से एक सेलेक्ट करना होगा। इमेजिन ड्रैगन्स, वन डायरेक्शन, जस्टिन बीबर, आरियाना ग्रांडे, बीटीएस।
जस्टिन बीबर।
कौन सा बढ़ता है, असफल होना या कभी कोशिश ना करना? तो इसका English translation है which is worse, being a failure or not at all trying before you fail. Ma'am, क्या topic?
सबको धन्यवाद.
Actually, this is very hard for me.
That's why I'm helping.
Try कर.
सबको धन्यवाद. Namaste.
Yeah. मेरे प्यारे भाइयों और बहनों.
मेरे प्यारे भाई और बहनों, हिंदी में बात करना
के लिए
हिंदी में बात करना मुझे बहुत
थोड़ा मुश्किल है. इसलिए
मुझे जाना चाहिए.
Yeah. The rest of the thing will be given by Malavika.
Sir, okay.
Sir, actually, most of the time when this table topic session happens, there's like 20 to 25 participants. Most of them, like a few of them mostly being fluent in Hindi, but now there's just 15 of us, and most of us are people who does not have that much touch with the language.
Everyone is like,
so is there any way like we can take this as an English table topics? Maybe like Abhijay can say.
Yes, Abhijay. Good suggestion.
In English.
You are spot on. Abhijay, translate that in English and get it done.
Okay, so I'm back. Even I was struggling to keep talking in Hindi over and over again, and these people are not accepting anything. I was struggling, but
that all of us realized.
Okay, so now taking a bit of a turn, I'm removing some of the loops and everything from the roller coaster, making it more friendly for people who are a bit more scared of Hindi. So
Abhijay, same topic, give it to Urmila-ji in English.
Okay, so Urmila ma'am, but I think when it's converted to English, I think everyone will be interested in speaking. Unlike Hindi table topics where they're quitting because of the, language barrier.
Yeah, that is true. Start from the position where you end. Start from the same person.
So, Urmila ma'am, the topic is, which is worse, failing or not at all trying? Which is worse, failing or not at all trying? All this.
Hi, Abhijay. Hi, all the Gavaliers and Vinod sir. I think trying is the best thing we have to do. Failures may come and go, but failures are the stepping stones to success. Those who have been experiences success throughout life, when they face failure at one point, they may be breaking down into anything. But those who had faced failures in life, they will become the strongest persons in life. That is, I have proved myself in that. Say failures are the success stones to success stones for every person who have faced failures in life. You can look at their lives later on. They have become something in life that we all might admire to look at. That's why I'm saying failures are the what as Abhijay said, we should try for everything rather than stop thinking that failures may come. And Abhijay, can you please repeat the question once more?
Which is worse, trying, failing or not at all trying?
So I say trying is the best thing we have to do. Try. You may fail, but once you will succeed. And that's the greatest lesson that we have to learn from trying.
Very good.
Thank you.
Superb. Well, very good.
First person to give a try. And this is what I was saying. One of my Hindi 2 teachers, she never lets us speak in English. Like, even though sometimes we might not even be able to speak in Hindi. And then she's like, tutti futti Hindi also chalega. Like, even if it's, gibberish Hindi with 90% English, 10% Hindi, just trying to speak Hindi and listening to it will help you. Like, because you're talking to someone who knows Hindi and you'll improve. And so that's one thing I just wanted to say when it comes to the drawing. So now we have four topics left. And who do I call? Let me pick someone.
Take 2 topics only because we are running behind the schedule. Yeah.
I really wanted to give Srihari a chance because he's really interested in roller coasters.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I to run down a roller coaster. You ready?
Sure.
So you have Imagine Dragons, my favorite band, One Direction, Ariana Grande, and BTS. I had to put BTS.
Okay. I guess Imagine Dragons.
Okay. So what is the most sensible thing you have ever heard someone say? Your topic is, what is the most sensible thing you have heard someone say?
No, sensible means like, I didn't get the question.
Sensible means we hear a lot of superstitions which seem pointless. We hear some really good advices which we think are like so relatable, so good, like so useful. I'll just give you an example to clear it out. I've heard an advice that I just saw it on YouTube randomly. Treat your school like a 9 to 5 job. Like from 9 to 5, you're working